Hello everyone, my name is Isabel and I'm from the International Development Office.
Hello everyone, my name is Ambrose and Daniel, an MSc International Development student. I'm from Ghana.
Hello everyone, my name is Daniel Rocco. I am a PhD student studying energy management.
Hi everyone, my name is Doyin Detula. I'm the regional officer for West Africa. I handle the Nigerian and the Ghana market for Northumbria University, Newcastle. I'll be chairing this session today, asking questions from our panelists. Thank you.
For a number of reasons, I had actually applied for universities, and I was wishing to study in September last year. However, for some reasons I had to abort it and wait for January. And one day in my couch, I just saw Northumbria and I decided to explore the programs that were being offered. And I realized that Northumbria offers a very good program in terms of access to what I want to be able to achieve in terms of career. And I applied, I got admission and I came, and truth be told, the experience, the exposure with lecturers, you can see practical, results-driven programs, and you can see lecturers who are geared towards helping you achieve the purpose of your coming. So for me, Northumbria is, if not the best, one of the best places to be.
Thank you, Ambrose. Daniel, would you like to add to that?
Yeah, my experience is quite different from that of Ambrose. So why I chose Northumbria was for a very specific reason, which was the advanced practice program. Northumbria was one of the few universities, as at when I applied 2 years back, that had the advanced practice. And being an engineer, the most important thing is having the opportunity to practice than actually doing the academic work. And that is why I would suggest or recommend Northumbria to anyone I speak to, because not many universities in the UK have that platform where you can get the academic excellence, as Ambrose have said, and as well have the opportunity to go into the industry and practice what you have been taught.
All right, thank you so much, Daniel. We have the Global Scholarship, worth £2,000 for prospective students. So you don't need to do anything to merit that. It is automatic, and it will be taken off your tuition fees once you get your offer letter. There are also other scholarships that the university accepts, like the Commonwealth Scholarship, the Chevney Scholarship, and some other scholarships. So that's what we have at Northumbria University.
Okay, so wanting to move from one location to the other is oftentimes characterized with a bit of anxiety. You don't know what is at the other end, yet you want to explore what is there. And for Northumbria, they, as much as possible, try to take anxiety out by putting in place a meet and greet session. So you get to the airport, there is a team there that is ready to receive you and to transport you to campus. And if you have an available accommodation, they take you there. Where it is not readily available, I know there is an accommodation team here that will also assist you to get an out-of-campus accommodation if that is what you want to opt for. So for me, there is not much to be anxious about. There is an induction program that will take you through all that you need to know about the university, and you get to meet friends. I mean, people are very much open, diverse cultures. I've really enjoyed my induction in Northumbria.
Oh, that's good to know, Ambrose. Daniel, would you like to add to that?
I don't have much to add to what Ambrose have said because he's covered everything. But moving to the UK is not the first country I have moved to study, and the difference I spotted with Northumbria is, as I said, there's the induction, there's the meet and greet, which many universities around the world do not offer students when they come in for the first time. For example, I studied in Cyprus for some time, and when I moved there, it was just me. I did my induction alone with a few lecturers, and that was it. But coming here to the UK and coming to Northumbria, I met new people for the first time. Moving down here, I had the opportunity to interact with students even before I got to the classroom, even before I had moved into my accommodation, which was very welcoming, which made adapting to the UK life very easy for me.
Well, that's good to know. Thank you so much, Daniel.
Can I just add something?
Yeah, please go ahead.
So I would also like to say that we also have a students' union on campus, and there's also opportunity for students to join societies. So there's also opportunities there for you to meet other students, not just UK students, but also like other international students. And there's also a African society. So if you're afraid that you're not going to meet other African students, and we also have I don't know if you guys are into like playing sports, but there's also Sports Central on campus, and you can join one of the teams, or there's even like sports society. So there's always something happening on campus, and always opportunities available to meet other students. We also have a student support and well-being team, so if you're afraid, if you're a bit lonely, not having anyone to talk to, you can always reach out for that team, for example. So there's always something happening on campus.
Thank you so much, Isabel.
So in terms of the accommodation that we offer, it's quite, there's a lot of options available, but pretty much the student can choose a type of accommodation I usually want. I don't know what was the process with you guys, but you can add some after if you want. But you can choose if you want just female, male if you want mix, and there's different prices as well. Like the cheapest, the most expensive one, so it really depends how much you're willing to expend.
Yeah.
The normal would be you have your own room and a small sink, and then you share the bathroom and the kitchen with other students. So that would be the standard type of accommodation. There's no set meals, so you have your own. You have to cook your own food. There's only one accommodation that provides catered accommodation. Then you have to pay a little bit extra for that one. Then you have set times where they'll provide the food, but that's pretty much how it works with our accommodation. Is if you're afraid, if the student's afraid of not knowing his colleagues, or if not going to get along with them, there's a chance when the student's applying for accommodation to mix and match the profile of the person that they want to live with. So it's most likely that you get along with that group of colleagues or housemates.
So to add to that, it's pretty straightforward to book accommodations. Once you get an offer to study at Northumbria University, you get another email from the accommodations team on the various accommodation that we have. So everything is done on the website. So you go on the website, you look at the different options that suit you. We have different types, from shared to studio to catered to non-catered, as Isabel mentioned, and to fit your budget as well. It ranges from between £75 a week up until like £130 a week. So there are different options for you to fit your budget. Yeah?
Private accommodation.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about private accommodation as well?
So, being a married man, I decided not to take a student accommodation because obviously I would want my wife to join me. And I decided to go for private accommodation, a 2-bedroom apartment, comparatively cheaper than what is being paid for in London. I am paying about £450 a month. And with that, I have the luxury of seeing my wife every day. And my major concern when I was getting the private accommodation was security within Newcastle. And trust me, you are in a very safe hands as far as you are in Newcastle.
Thank you very much, Ambrose. Daniel, do you want to add to that? Did you stay at the school accommodation?
Yes, because I was single when I came. So I would advise, if you're coming in for the first time, stay in the university accommodation, it gives the best opportunity to adapt if you are not married. Because the first couple of friends I had when I moved here were my flatmates. If I did not have those friends, it would have been, I imagine it would have been very difficult, because I was in a small classroom. We're all engineers, so most times we were busy either in the library or doing something else. But because I had flatmates in other departments from other countries, we were able to go out, have a social life, grab dinner, go out for a drink, have fun outside academic life.
All right, that's great. Thank you, Daniel.
For me, it was really easy. As I just said, it was really easy, it was great, it was fun. It was one of the best experiences. I never imagined having a lovely experience as that, coming here for the first time. You know, I thought I was just going to come here and be locked up in the class and in the room, but it was a really nice experience.
Thanks. Ambrose?
So what I realized is there is a mixture, or there's a blend of academic life and non-academic life. And so you are not just stuck to books, and as the good saying, all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. And I've not been a dull boy since I came. I mean, I've been everywhere. So settling in hasn't been much of a problem, especially because I'm seeing more Nigerians, seeing Indians, and the people are very open. That's for me the most important part. The people are very welcoming. And let me speak to this. There is one thing I find here which is very interesting, and it is about the student union. They have a very engaging platform where you are able to easily socialize. I had an opportunity of joining the International Development Student, which is a union of people who are interested in issues of international development, SDGs, poverty reduction, and the likes. And it's been very interesting. Sometimes we don't even stay on campus. We just go out, have fun, not just discuss SDGs, but discuss SDGs that affect personal life. So settling in hasn't been difficult at all.
That sounds good.
I don't pub, but I know pubs are around. I wish one of the times I'll get an opportunity to go pubbing, but it's not my style. However, there are a lot of places to sit. I've been to the bridge, and it's a nice place. It's a nice place to watch. There are many nice places. I've been traveling around since I came to Northumbria. I've been to Scotland. I went to specifically Dundee, Glasgow, and you see, coming to Newcastle, it gives you an opportunity to explore both the West and the North. And for me, that is the beauty of staying here.
All right, Daniel. Favorite things to see, places to go?
Well, it depends on the weather, I would say. Depends on the weather, but Newcastle has a lot of nice places to visit. Now, for example, in the summer, it's nice to be at the park. There's so many parks around where you can go out, have a picnic, have a drink with friends, sit around, play games. And winter times, as I said, there are so many pubs around Newcastle where you could go do the same thing. I would recommend Habitat, which is attached to the student union, and sometimes during the week they have a karaoke program where you can go and meet other students and just talk, have fun, have a sing-along. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay.
It's quite easy. I know I work quite a lot, but it's really quite easy because the university have made it in a way where while you're on campus, there are social activities going on. So you can always go from class to social activity to be free, to relax a bit before you go back again to academic work. So a very good example is the student union, as he said, where you can go and have a talk if you're in a in the union, any of the student union groups, so you can have a talk with other students. Now that from previous universities I've been, that have not been available. So to have a social life or to have a social balance, a work social life balance, you would have to go out of the university and look for something to do. But the university has made it so easy where, yes, you do well in your academics, from there you can then go out and do something.
Ambrose, you want to add
So I know there is a state-of-the-art sports complex which you can access as a student at any time. And I have visited the place twice, and trust me, it's of international standard. I would go there anytime I have an opportunity. Though I've been stopped from gymming, but I'm sure I'll try my best. But as I speak to you now, I have a meeting with a lecturer, and my wife keeps asking me, how do you blend the two? And I tell her it is the most easy I have come across. What I'm used to is studies from Monday to Friday, from morning till evening. The only time you have to be free is probably when Saturdays and Sundays. But here, I mean, you have it all day to yourself. Just that you should be mindful to be sure that you are really on top of what you are supposed to do to achieve your academic credentials.
Oh, thank you very much.
Yes, so there's still time. There should still be time until September. But in order to make sure you have everything in place, in order, we always advise to do so as soon as possible.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, as Isabel mentioned, we still have enough time, but it's advisable to do everything in a timely manner so as to keep your place. So because it goes from different stages, you apply, you get your offer, you get the decision, you need to pay deposits, then to get your CAS, to apply for visa. So you need to leave out enough time to be able to do all that. So it's always good to do it in a timely manner so you don't miss out when classes have started. So yeah.
So on campus, I know there are job opportunities. Off campus, there are job opportunities. And if you want non-paid voluntary works, departments are there to support you to build your capacity in terms of on-the-job training. I've had my two other colleagues been on two major programs in UK, though it's outside of Newcastle. However, it is building their capacity in delivering on the purpose for their studies. And for me, it makes the program even more practical.
Yeah. Daniel, you did the advanced practice, so what would you like to?
Yes, I was on the advanced practice program for my master's, and the university helped me get an internship position. I did it for about 6 months, and at the same time I work for the university also. So that platform is there to gain experience. I work with the marketing department. I have the opportunity to talk to students, help them, advise them about coming to study here and how they can adapt from my own experience. So
yeah, to add to what they both said, so as an international student, you are allowed to work 20 hours per week on your visas. So, but I always tell students to make study the priority, like the primary aim. But you can get a part-time job and work 20 hours, but that's after you've gotten your timetable to know when you'll be having lectures. So the free time you can use that to look for part-time jobs as part of your your degree. And also we have the advanced practice options. Daniel did that for our business and engineering degrees at postgraduate level. So it means that you can do a semester work placement as part of your degree. So you'll be doing it could be paid, it could be unpaid work placements. We don't guarantee space, but we advise you on companies or organizations to apply to, because the faculties are partnered with a lot of organizations, so they advise you on the companies to apply to. So there's that option, so you can have your degree and also have a work experience while studying. So it gives you an edge over others. You have a UK degree and you also have a UK work experience. Yeah. So for the undergraduate programs as well, we have the sandwich programs where you can do 3 years, your 3 years degree and do 1 year work placement as part of your degree, your undergraduate degree. So we have those options as well for you to gain experience while doing your undergraduate degree. Isabel, would you like to add to?
Yeah, so we also have a career and employment service, and they'll help you tailor your CV. They'll help you find a part-time work or in the psychometric taste. They're also there to help you with finding a job after you graduate.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, Daniel. So you mentioned that you did a lot of work placement as part of your masters when you were doing your postgraduate master's program. Was it very easy looking for these opportunities, or how did you go about them?
It wasn't very easy. I had to put in some work, but with the help of my supervisor and the placement team, I was able to get a place. So I did my internship with an energy management company here in Newcastle, and the 6 months I did it was really helpful. It gave me a different dimension on my program and what I was studying, and that is one of the reasons why I decided to move on to the PhD in energy management.
That's good.
So yeah. So the placement team was really helpful, I would say, because when I had difficulties in getting a place, they were the first people I would send a mail to, and they always had some suggestions for me on what to do, how I could work on my CV, what to say when I go for interviews.
That's great. Yeah.
So finding yourself in a new environment like this, you definitely sometimes would have to, you find challenges in finding even your lecture rooms and who to talk to, where to go, and it's a huge campus, you know. I mean, it has about 3, here in Newcastle, we have about 3 campuses, and to find the exact place you're having a lecture, or to find the exact place of a program can be very challenging. And so there is what we call ask for help. And ask for help, you just walk to them, and any kind of support you need. I don't know if you want to open a bank account, they are there to support you. If you need a letter to go to council, they are there to support you. If you need a letter to anything administrative support that you need, they are there to give it to you. And of course, this morning I was looking for a lecturer and I didn't know his office. I just called, asked for help, and they gave me his details. They make life on campus very, I won't say very easy, but it's easy.
Oh, to cut you in, is there like an app or?
Yes, there is an app. There's a Northumbria app you download, and then it gives you every access you need. Your timetable is there, your notes are there, your I don't know, anything related to academic work is there for you to access. And the most interesting part of student support here is the IT support, which is run 24 hours. One day I was in my room around 12 a.m. I needed to do something on my computer. I couldn't find help. I just called the IT department, and somebody was readily available to assist me, and we were on the phone for close to 30 minutes. And after that, the person sent me a follow-up mail to be sure that I was satisfied with the service that had been rendered. And for me, that is almost non-existent in many parts of our world. But in Northumbria, it is possible, and you will experience it. It's an experience never to be forgotten.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Isabel. Thank you, Ambrose. Thank you, Daniel.
You're welcome.